Welcome back to my YouTube channel, everyone, to this exciting journey into the world of rare coins and unbelievable discoveries, where today we explore one of the most shocking and mind-blowing facts in modern numismatics, a story that has stunned collectors around the world and proves that sometimes the smallest and most ordinary-looking object can secretly hold a value worth millions. So get ready, because we are unveiling the incredible case of the 2016 D1 cent coin that has reached an astonishing value of up to $8 million due to extraordinary minting errors and unexpected mistakes that have turned this tiny penny into one of the rarest and most sought-after modern coins ever recorded. And what makes this story even more thrilling is knowing that this rare treasure could still be hidden somewhere in everyday circulation, meaning that someone out there might be carrying a fortune in their pocket without even realizing it. Imagine the feeling of discovering that the penny you received as change at a grocery store, or the coin resting forgotten at the bottom of your drawer, inside an old wallet, or buried in a jar full of random loose change, could be worth $8 million, an amount capable of changing someone's entire life overnight, paying off all debts, buying multiple luxury homes or cars, securing an entire future of financial freedom, and giving someone a chance to live dreams they never thought possible. And that incredible possibility is exactly what makes rare coin hunting so exciting and addictive, because fortune can strike when least expected, and the only requirement is curiosity and the willingness to examine every coin closely before spending it. Now let's dive deep into what makes this 2016 D1 cent coin so unbelievably valuable, because unlike ordinary pennies that go through a carefully controlled minting process monitored by advanced computerized systems designed to eliminate production flaws, this particular coin features a remarkable mix of major minting errors that rarely appear individually and almost never exist together in a single coin, which is why collectors have gone to extreme lengths to acquire one, driving bidding wars to record-breaking numbers and making this coin a true legend among enthusiasts. First, one of the key features found in the rarest 2016 D-era pennies is an extremely dramatic double die obverse, where the letters "In Liberty" and "I in God We Trust," as well as the numbers in the year 2016, appear heavily doubled, creating a thick shadow effect that is clearly visible even to the naked eye. And such bold doubling is incredibly rare in modern coins, because the Denver Mint uses advanced optical alignment systems that make this type of mistake nearly impossible, meaning any coin that escaped quality control with this severe doubling instantly becomes a rarity worth millions. Second, another variation of this shocking coin was discovered with significant off-center striking, where the design is visibly shifted, leaving a large blank area on one side and producing an uneven rim that looks dramatically different from a normal penny. And off-center errors greater than 50% are highly valuable because they indicate a serious mechanical failure that somehow survived inspection. And when an error that major is found on a high-demand date like 2016 D, collectors are willing to pay enormous amounts to acquire such a piece. Third, some examples feature massive die cracks producing jagged raised lines cutting across the coin surface, sometimes stretching from Lincoln's head to the rim, creating dramatic lightning-shaped patterns that collectors love, because die cracks visually record the moment of failure within the minting machinery, turning what would be an imperfection into a fascinating artifact preserved in metal forever. Fourth, one of the most unbelievable discoveries connected to the 2016 D penny involves examples struck on the wrong planchet, possibly leftover copper, or an unprepared blank mint for another coin type, giving the coin a noticeably different weight, thickness, or color tone compared to regular copper-plated zinc pennies. And composition errors are among the most treasured in numismatic history, because they are extremely rare and virtually impossible to recreate intentionally, meaning they occur purely by accident, making them priceless to collectors. Fifth, some experts and collectors believe that a mule error version of the 2016 D penny may exist, meaning the obverse was accidentally paired with the reverse die of a different denomination, and mule errors are considered legendary discoveries because they are so rare that when one is found, it can redefine coin collecting history and previous mule coins have sold for several $1 million at public auction. So the possibility that a 2016 D-mule penny exists fuels intense demand and speculation, pushing prices upward. When multiple rare errors come together in a single coin, double die deformation, extreme off-center striking, dramatic die cracks, composition errors, and possibly mule striking, the rarity skyrockets beyond typical valuation models, and extreme rarity is the strongest driving force in numismatic pricing, which is why auction houses and private collectors have pushed the estimated value of the 2016 D-era penny to an unbelievable $8 million, truly making it one of the most extraordinary modern coins ever found. Now imagine the thrilling possibility that one of these extremely rare 2016 D-era pennies might still be floating around in circulation, unnoticed and unappreciated, waiting for someone to accidentally discover it while sorting change, while counting coins at a bank, while cleaning out drawers, or while going through a relative's old coin collection stored away for years without inspection. Because history has repeatedly shown that some of the world's most valuable coins were discovered completely by accident by ordinary people who never expected to find anything special. Countless real-life stories exist where someone found a coin worth thousands, hundreds of thousands, or millions after simply deciding to inspect their change, proving that treasures exist everywhere, hidden in plain sight, waiting for someone curious enough to uncover them. And that is exactly what makes the hunt for rare coins so exciting, because anyone can participate and anyone can win. And if you want to know whether you might be holding the priceless 2016 D version in your hands, start by carefully examining the date 2016 and the mint mark D, look closely at the letters for doubling, inspect the edges for irregular rims, observe the design for striking misalignment, check for cracks or raised lines that should not be there, and consider weighing the coin or comparing its color tone to identify possible composition differences, because even the smallest, strangest detail could be the key to identifying one of the rarest pennies in modern history. Remember, the value of rare coins is built on rarity, and rarity is created by accidents that are never meant to occur, accidents that escape strict inspection and somehow survive circulation long enough to be discovered. And because no one knows how many of these rare 2016 D-era pennies truly exist, the mystery adds even more excitement, making collectors desperate to find them and willing to pay astronomical prices to own one. So before you ignore a penny on the ground, before you toss spare change into a jar without checking, before you rush to spend coins without a second look, think about the unbelievable story of the 2016 D1 cent that soared to an $8 million value due to extraordinary minting mistakes and unexpected errors, proving that sometimes the smallest object can hold unimaginable power and the potential to transform a life forever. And the next time you check your pocket or sort through loose change, you might just discover the most valuable penny ever created. Keep searching, keep believing, and never underestimate the power of a penny, because your next discovery might be worth more than you could ever imagine. Next 2010 1 cent USA coin. Everyone to this exciting and thrilling world of rare coins where unbelievable discoveries, shocking auction prices, and life-changing opportunities await those who dare to look closely at the change in their pockets. Because today, we are revealing one of the most astonishing and unbelievable stories in modern coin collecting. A story that has taken the numismatic world by storm and continues to amaze collectors and investors across the globe. And that is the stunning case of the 2010 1 cent coin that has reached a record-breaking value of up to $7 million due to a combination of extraordinary minting errors and rare mistakes that transformed what was supposed to be an ordinary penny into one of the most valuable coins in modern American history. A tiny piece of metal originally worth just 1 cent, now capable of buying luxurious homes, expensive cars, paying all debts, creating financial freedom, and completely changing someone's life forever. And what makes this story even more exciting is the fact that this rare treasure may still be hiding somewhere in everyday circulation, tucked inside someone's coin jar, resting in a forgotten wallet, lying in a drawer that hasn't been opened in years, or waiting in pocket change received from a grocery store, fast food restaurant, or gas station. And someone out there could right now be holding a coin worth $7 million without realizing the incredible fortune they possess. The reason the 2010 1-cent coin has reached such an extraordinary value is because it contains a rare combination of extremely unusual and highly desirable minting errors. And error coins are among the most sought-after items in the coin world because they represent moments where technology fails in a system designed to be flawless. And when such mistakes escape inspection and reach circulation, they become treasures that collectors fight aggressively to own, driving auction prices higher and higher until they reach unbelievable amounts like millions of dollars. And this 2010 penny is a perfect example of how rare minting errors combined with huge demand and intense collector competition can create historic value. The first major error found in certain 2010 pennies is the dramatic double die obverse, where the letters in Liberty and I in God We Trust and the numbers in the year 2010 appear boldly doubled, showing thick shadows and duplicated outlines that are visible even without magnification. And bold doubling like this is extremely rare in modern minting because advanced computerized alignment systems typically prevent such errors. So any coin that displays dramatic doubling is instantly considered a collectible treasure with enormous value. The second extremely valuable error is the off-center strike, where the design of the coin is struck significantly out of alignment, leaving part of the surface blank and creating uneven rims that look dramatically different from a normal penny. And the more extreme the off-centering, the more valuable the coin becomes, especially when more than 50% of the design is missing but the date 2010 is still visible, which is considered the perfect combination because it proves authenticity and maximum rarity. The third rare error found in some 2010 pennies involves major die cracks, also known as lightning cracks or spider web cracks, where raised jagged metal lines stretch across the coin surface from one edge to another, creating visually stunning and highly collectible patterns that result from intense pressure fractures in the striking die. And collectors love these dramatic cracks because they show visible proof of mechanical breakdown inside the minting equipment and represent a historical moment frozen in metal. The fourth stunning discovery is that a small number of 2010 pennies were mistakenly struck on the wrong planchet, possibly using leftover copper or another foreign metal disc instead of the standard copper-plated zinc composition, giving the coin a noticeably different weight, sound, thickness, or color tone. And wrong planchet errors are among the rarest and most valuable types of minting mistakes because material feed errors almost never escape modern quality control systems, making them extremely valuable when found. The fifth and most unbelievable rumor surrounding the 2010 penny is the possibility of a mule error, meaning a coin struck using mismatched dies, possibly pairing the front side of a Lincoln penny with the reverse design intended for a different denomination. And mule errors are considered the holy grails of the coin collecting world because they are so rare that only a handful have ever been discovered in all of U.S. minting history, with previous mule coins selling for millions of dollars at auction, and the possibility that a mule version of the 2010 penny exists drives speculation, excitement, and intense competition among collectors willing to pay any price to own it. When multiple rare errors such as dramatic double die doubling, severe off-center striking, massive die cracks, wrong planchet composition, and possible mule configurations appear together in one coin, the rarity becomes astronomical, and rarity is the number one factor that determines collectible value. And that is exactly why the highest quality error specimens of the 2010 penny have achieved estimated values up to $7 million at private sales and exclusive auction discussions, stunning the numismatic world and sparking a global search as collectors and ordinary citizens alike scramble to examine their coins hoping to uncover another priceless treasure. It is amazing to imagine that right now, somewhere in circulation, inside a bank's coin machine, sitting in someone's spare change bowl, or dropped unnoticed under a car seat, there could be another one of these incredibly rare 2010 era pennies waiting for someone to find it. And history proves that many of the world's most valuable coins have been discovered by ordinary people who simply decided to take a closer look at what most others overlook, turning accidental discoveries into massive financial miracles. Some of the greatest coin discoveries were made by someone checking their change, cleaning out an old jar, sorting inherited coins left by grandparents, or simply examining coins before depositing them. And if you want to know whether you might be holding the priceless 2010 penny in your hands, start by looking closely at the date 2010, examine the letters for visible doubling, inspect the rims for signs of off-center striking or missing edges, look for cracks or raised lines that shouldn't be there, and pay attention to unusual weight or color differences that could indicate a wrong planchet, because even the smallest unusual feature could be the key to identifying a coin worth millions. Error coins dominate auction headlines because rarity increases demand, and as long as collectors believe more hidden examples may exist, the hunt continues and prices rise. And that is why people all over the world are taking pennies more seriously than ever before, because a coin originally worth just 1 cent could transform into a multi-million-dollar masterpiece capable of changing someone's entire destiny. So before you throw away a penny, before you ignore spare change, before you rush to spend coins without checking, remember the unbelievable story of the 2010 1-cent coin that achieved a staggering value of $7 million because of rare minting errors and shocking mistakes, proving that even the smallest and simplest object can hold unimaginable worth, and that treasure sometimes hides in plain sight, waiting patiently for the right eyes to discover it. Keep searching, keep believing, and never underestimate the power of a penny, because the next time you open your wallet, count your change, or search through an old jar of coins, you might be holding the rarest and most valuable penny ever made, and that discovery could change your life forever. Last 2008 1-cent USA coin. Everyone, and thank you for joining us today, where we uncover incredible stories hidden within ordinary-looking coins that most people overlook every day, but for collectors and experts, these small pieces of metal can turn into life-changing treasures. And today we are going to talk about an absolutely stunning example. The 2008 1-cent coin that has shocked the numismatic world by reaching a jaw-dropping value of $5 million due to its extraordinary errors, rare minting mistakes, and unique characteristics that make it one of the most desirable and mysterious coins ever discovered. And if you are holding pennies from 2008 or planning to check your collection after watching this, then stay tuned, because this might be the most valuable information you will ever hear about a single-cent coin. A coin that was meant to circulate as common loose change, but instead became a legendary collectible worth millions, proving once again that small things can hold massive hidden value, and that fortune can sometimes be found in the palm of your hand. The 2008 penny was minted at the Denver Mint, and although millions of these coins were produced, what makes a small handful of them extremely valuable is the presence of rare minting errors that occurred during the coin production process. And these extremely limited specimens have become the center of intense bidding wars among collectors, auction houses, and coin investors who are constantly searching for the next big rarity. And the fact that the 2008 penny could reach $5 million is not just a rumor, but a reality supported by examples of rare error coins from other years that have broken auction records, making experts believe that the few known surviving 2008 error cents could continue to rise in value even further. One of the most important and dramatic errors that make this coin insanely valuable is the double die obverse, where the details of Abraham Lincoln's profile, including his hair, eyes, and the date 2008, appear doubled or slightly shifted, creating a dramatic visual effect that is immediately noticeable under magnification. And because only a few of these double die coins escaped into circulation, they have become extremely rare and sought after, with collectors willing to pay enormous sums to own such an unusual piece of U.S. minting history, and the clearer and stronger the doubling, the higher the value climbs, with some of the strongest examples rumored to have sold for multi-million-dollar prices due to their exceptional preservation and rarity. Another significant error found on the 2000 AD penny is the off-center strike error, where the coin design is printed noticeably away from the center, sometimes shifting as much as 10 to 40% off position, leaving part of the coin blank and creating a striking visual rarity. And the more dramatic the off-center shift, while keeping the date visible, the rarer the coin becomes. And those specimens have been known to reach astronomical prices at high-profile auctions, and experts believe that perfectly preserved off-center 2000 AD pennies could be worth millions, especially if paired with other unusual errors. There are also examples of die crack and die break errors found on the 2000 AD penny, where visible raised lines or metal breaks appear across the coin due to damage or wear on the minting dies, creating unusual vein-like patterns across Lincoln's portrait or the reverse side, with a Lincoln memorial, making these coins even more unique. And collectors are fascinated by such dramatic structural damage because each die break pattern is unique, forming a one-of-a-kind piece of minting history. And some examples show cracks running from the rim to Lincoln's face or through letters in the design, and these variations dramatically increase value depending on severity. Another extraordinary variation is the missing letters and weak strike errors, where letters in words such as liberty or in God we trust appear faint, incomplete, or missing entirely because of striking pressure issues, planchet problems, or contamination in the dies. And collectors consider these mistakes extremely rare because they demonstrate failures in the minting process that were never meant to leave the mint. And such unusual imperfections create an immediate demand among professional collectors who understand just how rare such examples are. One of the most astonishing possibilities associated with the 2000 AD penny is the wrong planchet error, which occurs when the penny is accidentally struck on a metal blank intended for another coin denomination, such as a dime or foreign coin, resulting in differences in metal composition, weight, and size. And if a 2000 AD penny were discovered struck on a copper or steel planchet instead of the usual copper-plated zinc, the value would skyrocket dramatically due to ultra-scarcity, and there are rumors among collectors that a few experimental planchet errors from this year exist, though extremely difficult to locate, and if one were to appear in top condition, it could easily break past previously recorded auction values and reach or exceed the $5 million mark because wrong planchet errors are among the most desirable mint mistakes in the history of coin collecting. Another rare possibility is the mule error, where the front of the coin is accidentally paired with the wrong reverse die, creating a completely mismatched design that was never intended to be created. And although mule errors are exceptionally scarce, the discovery of such a combination in a 2000 AD penny would send shockwaves through the collecting community, because such coins instantly become legendary treasures worth millions due to their rarity and historical significance. When discussing value, the grade and condition of the coin is one of the most important factors that determine its worth, and a 2000 AD penny showing nowhere crisp design details and mirror-like surfaces can be worth exponentially more than one that shows circulation damage. And high-grade coins graded by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC can command enormous prices due to their verified authenticity and exceptional condition, and some experts believe that a perfect grade specimen combined with a major mint error could easily justify a multi-million-dollar price tag. Collectors love the 2000 AD penny not only for its rare errors, but because it represents a time in U.S. minting history when quality control was undergoing operational shifts, increasing the chances of rare minting mistakes slipping through unnoticed. And because of dramatic market growth in rare coins, investors are studying modern pennies like never before, turning attention toward coins that were once ignored and revealing hidden treasures that could change lives. Imagine finding a 2008 penny in a jar of old change, in your wallet, in the pocket of an old jacket, in a coin roll from the bank, or tucked away in a forgotten drawer, and realizing that you're holding something worth millions, something people are desperately searching for, something auction houses would eagerly fight to sell, something rare enough to transform your financial future in the blink of an eye. And that possibility is exactly why collectors encourage everyone to carefully examine every penny before spending it. The 2008 penny proves that hidden fortune sometimes hides in plain sight, waiting only for someone curious enough to look closely, and history reminds us that every extraordinary discovery began with someone who simply paid attention, someone who believed that impossible things do happen, and that small objects can hold enormous power, and maybe that next discovered treasure could be in your hands right now, waiting for your attention, waiting for one careful look that could reveal a life-changing secret in a tiny copper coin that most people ignore. So make sure to check your coins, examine every detail, because the next multi-million-dollar treasure might already belong to you. And as long as rare coins continue to thrill collectors and investors, the 2008 one-cent penny will remain one of the most mysterious and valuable modern coins ever known. And the story of its explosive rise in value will continue inspiring treasure hunters around the world who dream of striking gold without ever stepping into a mine.